scrub-a-dub-dubbing away while sucking up hits of cancer-causing black powder all day, every day, things are not going to turn out well for you.
No shit.
But it actually wasn't your lungs that you needed to worry about.
No?
No. It was your balls.
What? They were going to be looking at the worst jobs in history by chat history. Let's see.
The worst jobs in history.
Enlighten me. The what farmer?
If you ever think your job's crappy, try having to plunge into a pit of literal human doo-doo feces every single night.
Okay, first of all, what? Second of all, is that the back rooms? I'm sorry. Why are you working in the back rooms? But, okay. Explain why they're in a up shit's creek without a paddle?
Way back in the day in good old England, some daring men made a career out of wading through human excrement.
Why?
So-called gong farmers were tasked with draining out cesspits filled to the brim with offensive butt slop. The profession had existed for centuries, but it saw its height between the years of 1485 and 1603,
but why?
also known as
what was
the Tudor period.
But why?
I got a tutor for you.
Ew.
Since this was way before the invention of the turlet, people were content with just slamming their cheeks down in a public latrine to pinch off a quick loaf.
I mean, that's how it's been done for a very long time until, plumbing. But, okay, did they just empty... I don't think they just emptied this, right? What did they do with it? Is it just for like, fertilizer or what?
The other problem was the lack of availability of somewhere to go. Towards the end of the 14th century, it's estimated that there was only one public bathroom per 2,000 people.
Oh,
Plus,
good.
keep in mind that all of that human waste was just piling up in a literal stone-lined hole in the
Yeah,
ground.
it's just a hole.
So you were just dropping logs onto a mountain of timber.
Delightful.
The local government,
What a wonderful
realizing
image.
that this horrid threat to public health was
You old people levels. Okay.
was fermenting beneath everyone's feet, took action to allow the construction of private outhouses and latrines in residential areas as a way to disperse the smelly sewage.
Okay.
That didn't work all that well.
Yeah.
So with dookie levels rising, help was needed to drain the pits.
So wait, they're just literally just emptying this stuff. Is that all they're doing? Okay. Not a delightful work, I can imagine. Also, wouldn't there be a lot of like gases? Like, isn't this like a whole issue in like farms with cattle? I think.
Enter the gong farmer. The term gong deriving from an Old English term meaning to go. They were also referred to as the much more mysterious and cooler sounding title of nightmen, as the only time that they were allowed to perform their duties was under the shroud of night. And that really sucked. There were no flashlights, spotlights, or illumination of any kind. You just had to hope that the moon was shining brightly to light your way through the filth.
Delightful.
The nightmen would enter
hold on. How would you see like under? I mean, I'm gonna assume it's underground, like, because it's just a hole. Wait, did they bring like? Well, they would have to bring candles or like oil lamps, and wouldn't that be like very, very bad with all the methane, which I assume is also there?
Cesspits and drain the contents using buckets and shovels. Excrement was loaded into barrels and carted off to be dumped near the River Thames. Don't worry,
course.
It was used as fertilizer later.
Okay, so it was fertilizer.
These men would be knee-deep, waist-deep, even neck-deep in the stuff, which had its own risks. The first and foremost being asphyxiation.
Yeah, no shit.
Cesspits were often in closed spaces with little to no ventilation, so the buildup of noxious and toxic gases
so the gas was an issue.
Although rare, a gong farmer could pass out from a lack of fresh air and
bet.
drown in the waste. Another risk was poor maintenance. Cesspits were typically drained as needed, which, depending on the size of the thing,
probably not very often.
Could be up to 2 years between sloppy scoops.
Oh, God. Oh, ew. Holy shit. Can you imagine how much crap would be in there? Oh, God, that's horrifyingly bad.
Since these pits just sat there and rotted,
in the sun, it was
common for stone walls to collapse in on the farmers while they harvested their crops.
Oh, good.
Crops. Any scrapes or bumps would certainly get infected, which could only lead to a horrible death. But these high risks were met with high reward. Since the job was less than desirable, gong farmers made quite a healthy living, about 6 pence a day. Now,
I
I'm
don't know
not
how
quite
much
sure
that
what
is.
that is in non-silly sounding money, but it sounds pretty good. Problem is, though,
Does it?
gong farmers perpetually
Shit.
reeked from their labors and were only permitted to live in certain areas of the
Yeah.
city.
I mean, I can imagine, considering what they would probably smell or end up like if they ever get infected with anything. So I'm assuming that was more of a hygiene issue.
Most of the public actively avoiding them.
Yeah,
and,
no shit.
Treating them like crap.
No shit. Chimney sweeps. Oh, man.
Now, if you're looking for a soul-crushing, body-breaking job that pays next to nothing, you're an idiot. But I could recommend that you apply for the occupation of chimney sweep.
Delightful.
These services were all the rage in, you guessed it, England's Tudor period.
Of course.
But the job
it just seems so many of the jobs were apparently in the Tudor period. But yeah, chimney sweeps, as far as I remember, were just exceptionally necessary because of all the fireplaces just had buildup in the chimneys, right? And if that fell down, it would be very, very bad. I think. Is it just because it was poisonous? I doubt it. It was probably a fire hazard if it blocked the chimney completely, you would poison yourself with the smoke. Is that it? Is that the only reason?
For hundreds of years.
Yeah.
Rapid urbanization led to the construction of a lot of buildings.
Yeah.
Each one of them suckers needs a source of heat.
Yeah, a
Gotta
fireplace.
keep them English toesies nice and warm during the miserable gray winter months until the arrival of the miserable gray summer months.
Well, until modern day, when you boil in the summer.
So a lot of fireplaces and chimneys were built to meet that demand.
Yeah.
You do know how a fireplace works, right?
No,
Make fire,
actually, unfortunately.
Fire make heat and smoke.
Well, that much I know.
Smoke go up through chimney and blow out the top.
Well, that much I know.
All of that burning of wood and coal creates lots of icky, carbon-heavy, flammable deposits that build up within the chimney. Big problem, because if that's not properly cleared out, then things can just go. And there goes not only your house, but a few neighbors' houses as collateral damage.
Yeah, didn't that happen, like, in London a time or two?
Well, the higher-ups didn't like the risk of their kingdom going up in smoke at any given time, so they mandated that chimneys must be swept at least 4 times a year or face heavy fines. Thus,
I don't think the
employment
fines would be
the
best
critical.
deterrent, but okay.
The problem, though, is that chimneys at the time weren't exactly designed for human entry and cleaning. But
what do you mean at the time? They still are very much not designed for human entry. What is this, Die Hard? The ventilation shafts are not huge, you know? Okay.
Most flue networks in the building were grouped together on the roof, but could have sharp turns as they angled out towards their respective fireplaces or furnaces.
Okay.
To make matters even worse, regulations shrunk flue sizes down to as little as 9 by 9 inches.
Oh,
this made it nearly impossible for full-grown men to slip through the cracks.
Yeah, no shit.
The solution? Children.
Delightful.
Really young children.
Yeah, I mean, they're the only thing that could
wide-eyed orphans
realistically
were
fit there, right?
and taken on as apprentices called climbing boys, with opportunities to one day grow into master sweepers themselves, if they lived that long.
Oh, God.
If it wasn't obvious, chimney sweeping was extremely dangerous, especially for the little limber lads.
Well, yes. That's what the chimney sweeps, like, did, right? Otherwise, it would just stand up top and just shove the stick up and down. That would be like a health hazard, but if you have to climb in and out, that would be,
Boys as young as 6 years old were sent up chimneys and told to get scrubbing. The physical dangers were abundant.
Wait. Hold on. What am I looking at? Are they going from the bottom? I thought they would go down from the top. What? Okay.
Several children had died from getting stuck or horribly burned from scaling the scalding bricks. Keep in mind that these fireplaces were almost always in use.
Yeah,
so
obviously.
Those chimneys were hot and ready like a carry-out pizza. Now, if the cramming didn't kill you, the scrubbing would.
Yeah, the dust cannot be good for you.
Carbonaceous byproducts of burning wood and coal are carcinogenic. So if you're trapped in a confined space, just...
Well, at that time, I think that would be the last thing that usually gets you. I don't think that was the big issue at the time, you know?
Scrub-a-dub-dubbing away while sucking up hits of cancer-causing black powder all day, every day. Things are not going to turn out well for you.
No shit.
But it actually wasn't your lungs that you needed to worry about.
No?
No. It was your balls.
What?
Scrotal squamous cell carcinoma, also known as chimney sweeps carcinoma,
horrible,
or just straight up scrotal cancer, was a death sentence.
Okay, but how and why is that the big thing? When you're breathing it in. What? Okay.
Something I didn't mention until now was that the young children, as a way to fit easier into the narrow, hot chimneys, often went commando. No shirt, no shoes, no pants, but all service.
Oh my
god. The constant exposure to soot and such
okay, now I understand how.
Tumors on their nethers.
Once delightful.
They were lucky if they had a few years left in them. Sure, your sack is out of whack, but damn, that chimney's clean.
Great. Matchstick girls?
You've probably heard of the radium girls.
I have, actually.
Young women of the workforce that would paint luminous numbers and hands onto timepieces in the early 1900s.
Yeah, and there was a whole issue with them with, like, jaws falling off. That one I remember. I also remember for radium specifically, it was... I don't remember when it was. There was somebody who said, like, medically, radium water, like, drinking that was apparently medicinal for some reason that they decided, and somebody was drinking that stuff, and eventually I think his jaw, like, literally, like, fell off, like, just one day it just went. So yeah, we did not know how much of this stuff really worked.
Well, this is similar. Towards the end of the 19th century, matchmaking was a pretty lucrative business.
Well,
not
I mean,
like
you're gonna
pairing
need
couples
a
up,
lot
but
of
making
matches,
literal
right?
matches.
Yeah.
By the late 1800s, there were about 25 matchmaking factories across Great Britain, employing over 4,000 chaps and chapettes.
All right.
The process, as with most industries at the time, involved working with some nasty chemicals.
Well,
the flavor of the day here was white phosphorus.
Yes, delightful. If anybody has played Spec Ops: The Line, yes, what a wonderful thing this is.
Unstable compound that burned fiercely when ignited.
Yeah.
You know, perfect for the few seconds that you would need to set something ablaze.
Wait, hold on. Were matches made with white phosphorus? Really? White phosphorus? I did not know that was a thing that they used on this. Wouldn't that be like a massive danger? Like, wouldn't the whole thing, like, explode and burn through everything if you lit up the box by mistake? Well, then again, you know, security and safety is probably not their most, their most important thing at the time, but still, white phosphorus, really? Was there just no other option?
On top of being both easily ignitable and violently reactive with oxygen, it had the triple whammy of also being extremely toxic. Of all matchmaking jobs, roughly half were involved in the direct handling of white phosphorus, with over 80% of the phosphorus fingerers being young women. These women would come to be known as matchstick girls. Day in and day out, these women were tasked.
I don't think they had many other options at the time. I mean... Yeah.
With packaging the dipped matchsticks, with an entire workforce handling as many as 10 million across a 10-hour shift, meeting the demand of the 250 million matches being burned in Britain every single day.
That is a lot of matches.
Fire is what got people through the day. Need to cook? Fire.
Oh yeah.
Need to keep warm? Fire. Need to see in the dark? Fire. Need to strike your overhead? Fire. It was the biggest blessing humanity has ever discovered.
That is true.
You can now summon it out of a little box in your pocket.
Yep.
The obvious problem is that fiddling with all of those fickle phosphorus fumes physically fucked you up.
Yeah, I bet.
It was very common for both men and women to form phosphoric necrosis of the jaw. The condition, nicknamed Fossy jaw.
Okay, so this is also for this as well, and not just the radium stuff. Because I remember what happened with the radium. The reason they were so, like, affected on the face was because since they had to paint the numbers and later, like, reticules, like, what is it called, the iron sights, right? They had to lick the brushes or just, like, put them in the mouth to put them to a point so that they could be very exact when they applied the radium. Well, you know, the radium kind of went in your mouth, so that's why that is this. Now, why is it with phosphorus? I'm assuming they didn't do this here, right?
Developed after the long-term exposure to phosphorus fumes. Initial symptoms included simple toothaches, which evolved into complete tooth loss, abscesses, swelling of the gums, and complete necrosis of the jaw.
Delightful.
To put it simply, your jaw rotted off.
Oh, good,
If you did get the jaw rot, there was about a 1 in 5 chance that the rest of your body would be rotting not long after from contracting an even worse condition known as death. In 1888, over 1,400 matchstick girls, fed up with this blatant disregard for their safety, safety, decided to strike, demanding better
How did that
pay,
work out
working
at the time?
conditions, and abolition of unfair fines and penalties. The strike lasted for 2 weeks before demands were met and accepted.
Okay.
20 years later, in
see that
1908,
working,
the
but
British
okay.
House of Commons completely banned the use of toxic white phosphorus in favor of the much safer and less toxic red phosphorus.
Wait, so they had this option. Let me guess, white phosphorus was cheaper? Would it be, though?
Which is what we use in matches today, but not in the match head, on the striking pad. So remember to light one up for the matchstick girls.
Jesus. A burlap? What is that?
If you think your job's exhausting, try hauling an entire freaking ship up a river
I'm
with
sorry,
your
what?
bros. These are burlaps, or barge haulers.
What?
They hauled barges.
Thank
Typically
you.
dirt poor peasants just looking for enough coin to eat for a week. These men were tasked with strapping on a strap and using whatever strength
strapping on a strap, huh? Okay.
they had left in them to pull in ships from the Caspian Sea all the way up the Volga River in the days of the Russian Empire.
Oh, good.
Since ship traffic was near constant thanks to strong trade, burlaks were in high demand to carefully guide the vessels up the Volga.
Okay, but why would you need this? Why would you need people to pull the ship? What?
But why couldn't the ships just sail up the river, you might ask?
Yes.
Because the Volga flows outward towards the Caspian Sea.
Okay.
There were rarely favorable winds to propel a ship up the river.
Okay, well that makes a little sense, I guess.
Banks. So why not hire a bunch of exhausted and desperate poor people to do the work instead?
Ah, yes.
Oh, slow down,
Nobody would ever
There's
do
no
that.
need for us to be Russian.
Jesus.
Depending on the load size, burlak groups could range from just a few men up to 150 fellas.
Yeah, I mean, if the ship was big enough, you'd need a lot of people to pull it, but holy shit. That is kind of interesting. Though, I don't know how exactly they would do that, mostly because I don't think the river's that narrow, to fit the ships. So if they only pulled it from one side, wouldn't it go to, like, one side? Would they have to be on both sides of the river? I guess. Also, how much fucking rope would that need? Okay.
Pulling a single ship. But there was a moment of respite for these workers. See, one advantage to working in the
when everything is
Empire
frozen
was the cold winters.
Of course.
Can't exactly move ships upstream when the waterways are completely frozen over.
Oh, you can. You'd probably just need a lot more people to make an icebreaker, but yeah,
So burlaks were seasonal, working dawn until dusk, thaw till frost. But since the combination of being poor and not working meant certain death, the men would pick up odd jobs in the winter to barely scrape by.
Yeah.
I make a duck.
Duck.
Smoochy.
Oh, God.
At the beginning of the 19th century, it is estimated that about 600,000 burlaks worked in the Russian Empire.
Holy shit.
But the evolution of
That is
ship
a lot.
technology and the invention of the steam-powered ship rendered the job obsolete.
Yeah, once you can actually sail on your own power as opposed to waiting for the winds, I can assume that you don't need this anymore because you can, use your engine.
By the end of the 19th century, the burlak profession had vanished over the horizon.
Yeah, I mean, there was no need for it. What? A snake milker, huh? I mean, I guess it's for venom.
So stop it. This is nothing.
No. Nonsense. That's for horses. Snakes, you milk venom.
To do with milking your own snake or giving little pinches to little snake nips.
That's what I was thinking, but okay.
Snakes aren't mammals. The job of a snake milker was to extract their venom from their fangs. He looks cute, right? Think again. Snake venom was highly coveted for use in early warfare as a biological weapon.
Okay. I actually wonder, what is the effective time of snake venom? Like, once it's extracted from the snake? Because I'm gonna assume it starts deteriorating as soon as it leaves the snake, especially if it's not, like, hermetically sealed or something like, which I don't think they could at the time. So do they just carry those along to just have fresh venom as they need it? What? Okay.
Granting you the ability to proc tick damage over time to your enemies if you weren't able to finish them off yourself. Perhaps the best weapons of choice to get slathered in the stuff
obviously.
were arrows. Lethality of arrows varied greatly. Take one in the skull, yeah, sure, you're dead as a doornail.
It also depended on what shape they were.
But take one in a less critical spot like an arm or a leg,
it would take a while.
Sever an artery, and you might just live to see another day. But that all goes out the window if the arrow tip was dipped in some venomous drip.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much every culture everywhere has found out that long-range poisoning is great for warfare when applied like at the time, so
Quite a few civilizations have been noted for using envenomed or poisoned arrows throughout history. You've got the Khoisan people of southern Africa who have been using poisoned arrows for thousands of years in hunting large prey.
Of course.
And the Harmatilians who used viper venom against an invading Alexander the Great.
But
no army employed the use of snake venom better than the Scythians. Also duking it out against Alexander the Great, the Scythians developed their own iconic poison for warfare. Combining not only viper venom, but also putrefied human blood and excrement. Even minor scrapes from their weapons. Lethal. So on top of dealing with being envenomed,
that's like being bitten by a komodo dragon. Jesus.
You also dealt with the horrors of gangrene and tetanus. So with all that said and done, snake milkers. Like I said, it was their job to wrangle and wrestle up enough snakes to meet the demand of entire armies.
Hold on, were they doing this with wild snakes, or did they have, like, farmed snakes? I'm gonna assume they at least farmed these, so they weren't, like, completely wild and trying to gather stuff from them? That would be kind of weird.
But luckily, this wasn't a time for catch and release practices. Kill the snakes, take their venom. That's the job. Of course, that is easier said than done. By nature,
okay, I did not know that's how they did it. Okay.
Snakes are shy little fellas and
hard to
find. Chances are you get struck before you even noticed one. One catch of their fangs is enough for it to be game over. Snake milkers were considered lucky if they even managed to survive a single round of collecting.
I think it's time for a quick science lesson.
Venoms can be sorted into three main types: neurotoxic, hemotoxic, cytotoxic,
and Australia, which is everything.
Yikes. Neurotoxins strike and destroy all your nerves. You're agonized and paralyzed, as you can observe. Hemotoxins target all your healthy blood, thinning down or clotting up, so now you're done for, bud. Cytotoxins focus on killing all your cells, so you can probably guess that you won't be doing well. Just avoid snakes, and you'll be doing fine.
Except if that's your job, you know.
Rhyme. So to close this chapter out, yes, snake milkers still exist nowadays, though but only for medical research and developing anti-venom rather than biological warfare. Or so we think.
Well, I'm assuming we have better things available, unfortunately.
Imagine getting ready to charge onto a battlefield to either invade a country or defend your own. You see your fellow soldiers gearing up for battle with their trusty firearms, and you're given a drum.
What?
I got a fight. Drummers,
believe it or not,
were a critical part of warfare in the...
Those look like kids. What? Okay. Also, is this like something like the banner bearer from the days of yore?
Days of yore. Since there were no such things as radios or more instantaneous methods of communication, drummer boys were employed and trained to maintain order on the battlefield, signaling commands, attacks, retreats, and everything in between.
Okay, now I get it.
Peaking in popularity during the American Civil War,
I can see that.
Drummer boys were typically in their teenage years or young adulthood.
Think that's what they were used for.
Some more famous drummer boys were much younger. Little Charlie King of the Union Army died in battle at the age of just 13, being the youngest casualty in the Battle of Antietam.
Good, just from that battle. Great, wonderful.
Johnny Clem ran away from home and was taken in by the Union Army as a drummer boy at the ripe old age of 9.
Delightful.
Just a few years later, the little fella fought in the Battle of Chickamauga in 1863 at the age of 12, where he shot and killed a Confederate soldier. What you gonna do? Shoot. He was promoted to sergeant, eventually retiring from the United States Army in 1915 as a brigadier general. But that's a rare occurrence. In reality, it would have gone more like this. Despite what people may think, drummer boys did not lead troops into battle. That would be stupid.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I thought, I'll be honest. I thought it was more like the banner bearing stuff from the medieval times, I think. Sort of thing, as opposed to giving orders. But if they were actually like essentially the communications officers, I guess they would be in the back so they don't get, immediately blasted.
Instead, they would relay commands from behind soldier lines.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like,
they were still known
if that's
to
what
be
they were used for, I guess
targets.
this is more.
If you break the communication line, you break down the army.
Yeah, exactly.
Outside of combat, drummer boys had a wealth of other responsibilities, such as carrying messages between units, assisting battlefield surgeons with amputations, guarding the wounded off the field, fetching supplies, or burying the dead.
Oh, good.
They very rarely carried weapons of their own, so
what a wonderful thing to do at like 12.
Battle, they were pretty shit out of luck.
Great. Oh, the groom of the stool. I know about this one.
One of the most influential people.
Yeah, this one I actually know. Frickin' wiping the king's ass.
In all of England, but don't have a drop of royal blood in you, you'd want to squeeze into
pretty much
the role
everyone.
of the groom of the stool.
Delightful.
A job requiring you to get up real close and personal with the king or queen at the time. Look, we all have to go once or 12 times a day. So
12?
someone as prestigious and important
See
as
a doctor,
the king
sir.
is gonna need help doing so. I mean, imagine feeling the sudden urge to blow out your britches, but you have to fight through said britches to accomplish the mission. Grooms of the stool assisted the monarch with...
Oh my god, is that actual plush on the turlet? No. Oh god, ew. Can you imagine what happens when you miss? or if you have like diarrhea or something? Oh god, no.
Any labors regarding biological movements. This included helping the removal of clothing, preparation of the lavish and luxurious royal
preparation.
and the removal of the splendiferous solids, but not before their proper examination. Yeah, that's right.
Excuse me?
Grooms of the stool were not only tasked with cleaning up the royal slurry, but making sure that the passings were healthy, taking
delightful.
notes of any abnormalities in appearance or frequency. These notes would be passed on to the king's personal physician to diagnose any possible ailments.
That's poop.
Well, that's not very helpful, is it? After the log was sent down the river, the groom of the stool would also assist in the cleanup effort, either by handing the king his own personal cleaning cloth.
Okay, so I know about this part. I did not know about the other stuff. So he was essentially like his personal, like, not physician, but like health inspector sort of person thing. Okay. Where did he get the qualifications for this?
Or by taking up wiping duties themselves. Now, you might think that this job sucked, but it was actually highly coveted and
because you have direct access to the king.
Still had access to the king outside of the public eye, allowing for valuable private conversations. Commonly high-ranking nobles or politicians, grooms of the stool were known to have influence in many formal rulings.
Ah, yes. I am Lord Dingleberry. What is your job? Wiping the king's ass.
Laws, or personal life.
Delightful.
So that Anne Boleyn chick's hot, right?
Jesus.
The first documented groom of the stool dates all the way back to 1495 under King Henry VII. The role continued to evolve over the years to the title of groom of the stole, though they were more so referred to as either the gentleman or gentlewoman of the bedchamber, depending on the monarch in charge.
That has different connotations, but okay.
Solely on the king or queen's wardrobe. The position was held for over 400 years until being formally discontinued under King Edward VII in 1901.
I'm sorry. This continued until 1901. Are you fucking shitting me? Really? Okay. I didn't know that's when it ended. I thought it ended with like the 1700s or something, or the 1800s. What?
Well, that's that video. I have plenty more terrible jobs for part 2.
Well, those were definitely horrible jobs. And I see there's horrible medieval jobs. Maybe we'll watch that too.